Houston Texans at 0-3-1, traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars at 2-2. The Jaguars are 7-point favorites in this game with an over-under of 43.5 points. This really just it felt good, like to see that. It's been a while since I've seen the Jaguars favored by this many points, but also the Texans. That's what I think. I think this is a game where like you take the points if you're a bettor and you want to bet on the Texans, you take the points there because I think that's too many points as well. The Texans have won 8 straight games against Jacksonville Jaguars. Not to say that that was in the past. This is a different Jags team. This is a different Texans team. Everything is different. But sometimes history tends to repeat itself, and the Texans have won 8 straight games. But something about this Texans team that I think is a little different is Davis Mills hasn't been playing the best football that he like. Last year, we saw Davis Mills be efficient. He was fine. He wasn't turning the ball over much. He wasn't losing them these games. But it seems like now he might be the reason why they have been losing games this year. And we talk about all the time how hard the Texans play. With Lovie Smith in the system, they're a tough team to play against. But Davis Mills now 2 straight games with multiple interceptions, the first in his career. Aaron, do you think Davis Mills is preventing this team from reaching the next level?
I don't know.
Thanks.
Well, no. Okay, so we have to remember when Davis Mills came in last year, they didn't put a whole lot on him. They didn't ask him to do a lot. Now they're asking him to do more. I don't know that he's playing any worse than he played last year. I think he was inefficient last year. I think he's throwing the ball a little bit more, which is the problem. And you start trying to make these quarterbacks that are young be the franchise guy and be the future. And yeah, they're going to make more mistakes. So I don't think it's fair to look at last year and say, oh, last year he didn't lose some games and this year he's the reason. Well, yeah, because this year you're trying to make him your franchise quarterback. You're trying to make him look and feel like the guy that's going to be the next coming. So, yeah, you have to throw the ball more. Yeah, he's going to make more mistakes. Yeah, he doesn't know all the defenses. He hasn't seen them all. He didn't start the year last year as the starter. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the turnovers are a problem, but I expect that from a young quarterback. It would be like if Zach Wilson throws interceptions. I'm going to tell you, I expect it. He's a young quarterback that you have to let grow. I always say this, give the guy some time. Like he's on a bad football team with a ton of young talent around him. He is going to make mistakes, but this is how you have to see if he's your guy. You have to throw him in the fire. He should progress each game, each year. And by year 3 with a young quarterback, if you're not seeing that progression, then you decide you move on if that's not the guy. And so I think it's a little too early. He's only got I don't know, 15 career starts maybe.
Yeah.
So I think you need to give him a little bit more time. It's just too early. But yeah, he throws the ball more. He's going to turn the ball over a little bit more. That's just the nature of the beast.
That's what I was kind of looking for out of that. I mean, he's been turning that we talked about like game manager quarterbacks, and not to put Davis Mills in that category just yet because it's still a young career. But you just don't want to see them turning the ball over, and that ends up being why you lose these games and close games, like what the Houston Texans have been doing.
I don't want a game manager though.
No, I don't either.
I think teams.
Game managers. And I see the comment in here from Bailey saying that Lovie Smith isn't the guy for Davis Mills, but I don't think that's right. I think this is exactly what, to your point, you need to see Davis Mills, see if he can be the quarterback that can go out and make those plays. Because like we've said in the past, like you've really said in the past, you can't win in this game with a game manager quarterback. It's just not. It just doesn't happen. It's an anomaly if you do. But you have to have a quarterback that can go out there and take over a game when needed. And this year we haven't seen it from Davis Mills, but he's young. Another piece in that offense that I'm really liking a lot, Dameon Pierce, just a fantastic running back.
Bainbridge, stand up, baby.
Hey, I saw the story you did on him yesterday, man. He is that dude. 14 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown last week. 14 carries, 131 total yards, a touchdown. This is a guy that has been getting hotter and hotter the more you feed him. So keep feeding Dameon Pierce. On the Jags side, coming off of a loss against the Philadelphia Eagles with a lot of turnovers, what do you want to see this week, AJ, from the Jaguars to maybe bounce back against Texans?
I mean, honestly, you can keep doing what you're doing. Trevor Lawrence has played a lot better in his second year, but I do think this is a bigger game for James Robinson. Everyone was down last week, rainy conditions. James Robinson didn't have his best outing. I think that changes here. I think they do run him a
Barely
little bit more
played.
against, probably for good reason at this point, but for last week. But this week, I expect to see it a little different against a Houston team who's allowing over 170 yards a game. They're not a very good rushing defense. 5.1 yards per carry they're allowing, and their pass defense is middle of the pack with those defensive backs and those rookies that I was high on. Jalen Petrie has played quite well in the pass defense. Derek Stingley Jr. We were well, I said he'd be good, but Aaron, I think, had him in the top 3 and deservedly so. And they both have shown up. So it's going to be a little bit harder to air the ball out. Not impossible, obviously, but I expect this to be a rushing type of game. Take some of the pressure off of Trevor Lawrence. Make it easy for him when he is throwing the ball because you're so balanced and the defense doesn't have a plan to stop you when you're ready to run because then you're ready to pass. And when they back up the pass and James Robinson's hurting you, running through the tackles or rushing around the edge. So this is one of those games, despite losing 8 straight. Like you mentioned, this is a new team. This is a new regime with Doug Peterson at the helm. Trevor Lawrence looking better. And this offense and this defense of the Jacksonville Jaguars have shown major improvements already. If you would like, I can go ahead and tell you I think the Jags are going to get their first one in the last 10.
Yeah.
I guess I should give you my score too, huh?
Yep.
I have the Jags in this one. It was 27-14.
Okay. 27-14. Aaron?
Oh, big time.
That's covering the point. That's the spread. That's there. That's covering.
24-20 Jags.
24-20 Jags. I will have it 27-23 Jaguars in this game.